And yes.
Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone had a awesome Christmas and Happy New Year. Appreciate you guys joining this morning. We'll give it just a few more seconds and then we'll get going. All right. So let's get started here. You guys are on time. So before I forget, just uh, just as I'm remembering here, at noon today. If you've ever heard of him, his name is Jared James. He's like a national real estate coach and trainer and really, really interesting, smart, uh, educational guy, super easy to listen to. At noon, he is having a free session on his Facebook Live about working with clients and retaining clients and things like that. So strongly suggest if you're not following him, just go to Facebook and I believe it's Jared James, Jared, Jared James today. And just follow him. And then all you do is go to his page at noon and there'll be a free session. So just wanted to toss that out there. He's really, really interesting and I love listening to him. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to talk today just on Moxi, and I'm just going to be live in the session the whole time. There are 4 parts to Moxie, so I'm just going to kind of, just touch base on each one. Certainly can answer any questions, or if you want more, I've done sessions in the past, more of a deeper dive in each one of the sections. So we can talk about where those are stored, and you can watch one if you want to work on like one particular tool within Moxie. But again, we're just going to be live here. So in Leverage, if you so you log into Leverage, scroll down to Agent Tools, and then just scroll down to MoxiWorks. That's going to bring us to this page just as soon as it loads. So click Log into MoxiWorks. And then this brings you to your dashboard. So I always say, I see some of our newer agents on the call. So um, just kind of check this page out, your personal info, your contact info, and then your web info. Just check it out. If you want to update that picture, I always say, let's do it at a higher level so that it feeds all the way through. But you do have the option to update. But just check the info, make sure it's correct. If you have any questions, just let us know. Otherwise, if you look at the top, at the dark blue menu, there the four main parts to Moxie are Moxie Present, Engage, My Website, and Impress. So I'm going to just click through each one of these, spend about 10 minutes on each one. Again, just kind of give you guys, hey, what does the tool do? Kind of show you a few things. And then again, we have recordings for all of these. We can certainly help you if you're interested in learning more at the office level, or I can as well. So I'm going to start with Moxie Present. So Moxie Present is a presentation tool, as you may know. Um, and you can do, and as soon as this loads, I may shut off my video. It seems a little slow. Let's see if that speeds things up a bit. So this is Moxie Present, and it is a presentation tool. And I'm just going to come over here and click in the upper right, click this little bit lighter blue, Create New. And then I'm just going to show you, hey, what can we do in Moxie Present? So what we can do are 5 different presentations. So you'll see there's a seller presentation, a property review, a buyer tour, a buyer presentation, then a non-listing. And really a non-listing is really just almost a blank presentation. If you just kind of wanted to create a listing presentation in here, if you wanted to create any sort of presentation, separate from the first 4, you can kind of just create it from scratch. So just to kind of show you just a general idea, and then talk about why we would use this. And that's kind of a question like, well, the MLS does this or this does this. Well, a big part of using Moxie is separating yourself from what everyone else does. So if everyone goes to the MLS and creates, some sort of presentation, well, you're just going to be the same as them. Where Moxie is going to allow us to sort of stand out with the crowd, stand out with clients, so that hopefully you get them to go, wow, that was different, or I like it. It's different than agent has done in the past. That kind of thought process. And the one that's kind of the easiest to start and create, to kind of show you, hey, how can we do something a little different? I'm just going to create this buyer tour. So I click buyer tour, hit continue. There's a default presentation in there, so you can look at it if you want, but it's 9 pages. I'm just going to use it. We always have to name this, and you'll see that I name them quite often because I'm always kind of playing around with it. But I'm just going to do test. Obviously, you would put, a buyer tour, you put your client's name. But so this immediately is starting this presentation, and I really just kind of adding to the base that it has. And you could upload a picture if you want, maybe the first house they're going to look at, maybe a picture of them, who knows, but not as important when we're doing a buyer tour as maybe a listing presentation or a property review where you'd have a picture of the house. But so I'm going to leave that blank for now and just hit continue. And now what this is the entire Moxi product is connected to the MLS. So always important to realize that. So what this is doing is actually just kind of going to the MLS in starting the process of, hey, what properties do you want to look at? What, search for the properties that your client wants to see. Let's, of course, say, Thursday morning or, whatever time frame. So I'm going to kind of just find some properties just so they populate. I'm going to circle and see if I can
Yeah, I
pull up.
just looked it on my phone. I'm mute.
Okay, so let's just say, obviously you can search an address, you can do price, beds, baths, filters, you can break it down however you want to. But the idea is we really just want to find, the one property, the three properties that your client wants to see. So I pull this up and I'm just going to grab three just to kind of make this easy. I'm going to say, oh, these three right here are the ones they want to see. So if you hover over 1164, you'll see in the picture where the picture of the house is, you'll see a plus. And I'm just going to click that and then click the next two. And again, just to make this simple, those are the three properties that my client wants to see or that they're just interested in. But we're going to see these, Thursday morning, we're going to start at 11 o'clock. So I have those. Let me move you guys out of the way. So I have those three selected, and I'm going to just scroll down, and you can choose one, you can choose 20, however many you're going to do. But I chose those three. I'm going to scroll down to the lower right, hit continue. Help if I actually hit it. So right now, what this is doing, so just as an example, in the past, or if I don't have a platform like Moxie, and someone says, "Hey, I want to see these three properties," what you would do would be you would go to the MLS and you would pull up the listing, just hey, it's got a picture, it's got all the data, and you like print it out or you can email them to the people and then they can just scroll through, but they're really just seeing, sort of seeing static listings, which and all the pictures, which is fine. That's all we really all we ever had, or that's all we ever could do. Well, now this is where we're sort of separating ourselves. So when, once we kind of finish this and view this presentation, hopefully you'll kind of realize, hey, that does look better, or I like it better, or hey, maybe I'll tweak it to my, to what I want. So first of all, you'll see on the right-hand side, there's the tour order. So it literally says, hey, we're starting at Golf Club Drive, and then we're going to drive to Willowbrook, and then we're driving to, 2945 Renaissance Boulevard. So that's the tour. And if you want to change it, you can just say, hey, we're going to do it this. Oh, I don't know if I actually changed it. Let me do that. Save order. So now we're starting, hey, let's start at 1 and go to 2 and go to 3. So if you wanted to. So that's just a little added piece. If you want to add a meeting time, at least maybe for the first one, click it, say, hey, we're starting tomorrow. We're starting at 11 a.m. And all of this will be in the presentation when we when we send it to our to our client. If you decide at this point, or they say, hey, we're going to add one more listing, you can come back and add a listing. So so I'm going to hit continue, and really the presentation has been created. So I named it. If I wanted to add a picture, I found what properties my folks wanted to do, and now I created it. So I'm actually going to kind of view this with you guys. And so this is mobile friendly, iPad friendly, on their desktop, on their laptop, any way they open this up, they're going to see this exactly like this. So if instead of sending them three printouts or three listings from the MLS, and they're just kind of scrolling down through reading essentially just the listing, think about sending this. They open this up and I'm scrolling down through this blue would be where the picture would be if you added one. So otherwise it's dark blue, doesn't look bad if you don't want to add a picture. So branded to you, that's a plus right off the bat. Now it starts. So here's the tour. Hey, we're going to start at Willowbrook Drive and then go to the other two. In all of this, the entire thing is clickable. So if they hover over Willowbrook Drive, they can click it. You can see where if I'm hovered over number one, the one on the map is sort of highlighted. Again, they can do all of this on their phone, laptop, desktop, wherever they're opening this up. So that's kind of cool. Scrolling down through, just a listing overview, again, completely clickable. They can actually, add a review as they're even maybe doing it. Going from house to house, they can open this up and make notes like, hey, I liked the kitchen, the backyard was a little small, whatever. So super important to know that it's editable as they're going along. So that's just listing overview. So now this one's kind of, a lot of this is, hey, here's the three houses we're looking at. But this one's kind of cool, especially as they're going along, or maybe after they've looked at the three and their mind's a little like, man, like trying to group the houses together. Always clickable, but when you scroll down through this, you'll see the picture of the house stays static. So like, oh, the square foot. That's right. This was the bigger house, and this was the smallest one. And oh, that's right, price. That one was 625. So kind of cool that they're able to, kind of look at that, but yet all the info, like scrolling through the MLS, but the picture of the house is right there. So it helps them sort of just connect to it. Just another piece, status comparisons, the averages. So it's just starts creating graphics for, okay, the house, which one's the lowest price house, highest price house. There's days on market. And you are able to, and again, when I did the one video on each one of these, I went a little bit deeper to show you how you can just delete one of these pages. Like, I don't need this price and size. We can just delete the page out. So you don't have to have every single one of the pages. And then last page is branded to you. And if they are on their phone, they can actually click the phone number. It'll actually call you. If they click your email, they'll email you and it'll go, so right from the presentation, they can email you or text you or call you and say, hey, quick question, or hey, what about this or that, or whatever. So that's kind of a quick version of, one of the presentations in Present. Does anyone have any questions? Make sure, let me go back here. So and just real quick, if I hover over any one of these pages, so when I get to this price and size on the right-hand side, you can see where I can edit the page, or I can go, you know what? I don't like it. I don't like the page. I don't want it. It's too much info. Just exit out and it's gone. And it will not be in the presentation. So that's quick little way to adjust the amount of pages. You can actually add a custom page yourself if you want. So that's kind of a cool feature as well. So again, let me just come back here. A quick synopsis on Present. Once it loads.
Hey, Wayne, before you get into that,
Yeah.
real quick, Happy New Year, by the way.
Happy New Year.
I know it gives a breakdown, kind of comparison, so to speak, on of the houses that they're seeing, but there's not anything that does like an actual CMA for the neighborhood or anything in there. Is that correct?
Not in the buyer tour, but you can create
Okay.
a CMA with the seller
Sure. Yeah, I know you can in the
Yeah,
seller.
yeah. Or if
Okay.
you wanted to, um, add a page that had CMA, or comps, things like that, you always could add a page to that presentation. Or, if it comes down to it, maybe you create another presentation if it's down, if it's 123 Main Street and they're like, all right, now tell us, what it's worth, or is that price right, or something like that.
Yeah.
um, that then maybe go to a second one. But you can always add a page with anything you really want on it. Even if it's just a printout from the MLS, you can add that just so it shows, hey, here are some comps for 123 Main Street. So great question, but
Okay.
that particular one is just the tour. So it's
Yeah.
either adding to that, or creating a sort of a separate presentation for a CMA if it came to that.
All right. Awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely. Good question. And please, I usually say this in the beginning, if you have any questions, just unmute yourself. No, you don't have to wait for me to pause or anything. Just unmute yourself, or of course, put something in chat. Okay, so that is present. So we go to engage is the
Hey,
second.
Wayne.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, sorry, I was slow to unmute. This is Elizabeth Scoville. I'm with Jillian. We're in the office in Columbus together.
Okay. Yeah.
When, is this particular thing recorded, or you have different recordings that we can access?
I have this recorded, and in the end, I'll show you where to go to find an individual recording on Present and an individual recording on Engage website and Impress. Does that make sense?
Perfect.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
that's exactly.
yeah, absolutely. Just remind me if I forget. But
Okay,
and if
sure.
I happen to forget, they're just an agent hub in the
Oh,
learning
okay.
library. But I'll just quick log in there and show you guys.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, so Engage is our CRM. So our customer relationship manager, it's a database. So this is just something you can add to it if you do have a goal, a dollar-wise GCI goal. I always just kind of put something in here to, and it will help track it. So once I put in that 125, you're gonna, it's gonna keep track of your transactions and your buyer side and your seller side. And so it's just a little piece to kind of help you, maybe keep you on track if you have any, if you need that little push. So, but when I come in Engage, so again, this is just a place for you to put all of your contacts. So, and then, obviously you're you can pull them up and see them all. You can email one of them. You can email all of them. You can email a group. You can, send out a neighborhood news. I'm going to kind of show you all this, but this is just a way for you to have all your people in one spot, to be able to communicate with them more consistently, which is huge and something we really, really don't do well at, is stay in touch with our folks. So this is going to help you do that by just having them in one place, and then just kind of figuring out, hey, how do you want to touch base with your folks? Do you want to send them a newsletter? Do you want to send them, things like that? So first thing, let's just talk about adding people. So when I go to people, add people. So you can add people one at a time. So if you have 200 people in an Excel spreadsheet, we can add them all at once, just for the record. So you don't need to add people one by one, but you can add them, one at a time. Let me go back to my people. So now when I click this add people, so I did people, my people, and this is just going to list all your people. So if you have one person in there, or you get to 10, or you get to 20, or you get to 200,000, whatever, there, everyone will be listed here. Now, if I go to add people, you can do a single contact, or you can import contacts. So super important to know that you can do either one. Like I said, if you have a group, I would strongly suggest putting them in Excel spreadsheet, organizing them, and then import them. Much quicker, better organized, things like that. But totally up to you. You can do either way. single contact or import contacts. When I click on a person, and I'm just going to click on John here. So now this is just one of your people, and it could be a contact, it could be a client, could be, you know, someone that's bought and sold, like just, you know, whatever, whoever it is, a friend, family member, everyone. Everyone should be included. Everyone should be in your database. Just know that no one is going to get anything from the system unless you tell it to. So if you add your best friend or you know, a close family member, it's not going to just start sending them random emails and silly emails and hey, you know, you decide what to send, you know, each person. So super important for that. But you're just going to kind of go down through here. You know, here's their profile. Yep, phone number, email. If you don't have something, of course, you want to try to get it. You can add notes, any notes you want. They're looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. They live at, you know, just a reminder, they live at 123 Main Street and they're looking to sell in the spring. You know, a spouse or partner's names, kids' names, dogs' names, really anything you want in here, you have access to it. You pull it up real quick. Oh yeah, that's right. You know, it's John and Sue and you know, or whatever, you know, just important to have it and help remind you of whatever you want to regarding this one particular contact. Activity, it's going to actually track if you're emailing them, if they open up the email, if they kind of click around, it's going to track all of that. Faves and saves, and I'm just going down this menu on the left-hand side. You can actually create a search. So, hey, they're looking for a 3-bed, 2-bath in Anderson Township, you know, up to, you know, 500,000, whatever the price, whatever the details are. If they're going through that, when they get the email, they can like a property. It would be under faves. If they save a property, you'll know about it. So you know, like, oh, they saved 123 Main Street. I better reach out to them and say, hey, what's up? Have you seen anything you like? Oh yeah, we saw 123 Main Street, and I don't know, we have a couple questions. Maybe we do want to see it. So kind of important for us to get a head start on or a jump start on, you know, what they're seeing, and if they like anything, we just get notification of it. So kind of cool that we can create a search and send it to them through here, just like the MLS. Presentations. So if you did one of the presentations in Present, it would be in this. So if you labeled it under John, then each one of them is going to be under here. Or you can come under John and go, okay, so I'm going to, you know, I'm showing John properties on Thursday. Let me start the presentation from here, and it'll pull up Moxi Present and then be saved under John. I'm going to show you subscriptions, but I'm going to skip to groups. So you can actually create groups in Moxi Engage. So, and you can create as many groups as you want, and as many people can be in as many groups as you want. So if I know John from church, soccer, and he's a client, he can be in 3 groups. If, you know, so, you know, however you can have, you know, 100 group names if you want. But the idea is so this is kind of the idea behind a group. So I wake up this morning, I see an investment property in the MLS. Like, man, it looks great. You know, I want to send it to my folks. If you come into Moxi Engage and just pull up your investor group, so you've added 200 people and 10 of them are labeled under investor, you pull up your investor group, you can email them in just a second. Like pull them up. Hey, check out this property. Let me know if you know, if you're interested. You know, attach the listing, just put the address on there, put the details on there, whatever you want, and then email. So you emailed all 10 investors in a second and didn't have to think about it. You just nope. I have all my investors in Moxi Engage. They're in a group. I can just grab them and email them. So just a thought behind the groups is, you know, it's pretty cool to be able to, you know, break those down and have them ready, you know, just at any moment. And you can email, you know, all 200 of your people. So, you know, there's lots of ways that you can email folks. So groups are important to kind of get organized. Now subscriptions. So kind of the last piece. I'm going to show you the campaigns in Moxie, but so this subscription. So under each person, you can kind of quick, do a subscription. So these are every single person that I put in Moxie, I would assign these two subscriptions. So first one is listing announcements. So what this will do is, you know what? Since I had assigned to John, let me see if I'm not assigned. Oh, figures I am too. I just kind of want to show you. Let me see if Jeremy is. If I want to show you what it looks like when they're not assigned. Oh, sorry. Okay, everyone's assigned. But anyway, when you come in here, this listing announcement will look like this. There'll be a clickable add subscription. And what this does is every time you get a listing, new listing and sold, everyone in your database will just get an email. Hey, John listed 123 Main Street. Here it is. And then John sold 123 Main Street. So even if it doesn't matter, they just bought a house, they live in a totally different area of town, doesn't matter. It's basically showing you, hey, I'm still active, I'm still in real estate. Here's a listing. Oh, and I sold it. And then, the next time, here's a new listing. Oh, I sold it. So it's a great way to remind your entire database, friends, family, coworkers, neighbors, clients, people you've met, everyone. Hey, I'm active. Look, I listed something, sold it, listed something, sold it. So it's a great tool to help remind folks, yes, I'm still in real estate. So super important that we do everyone for listing announcements. Same idea as neighborhood news. So neighborhood news, you can just do a quick zip code. You could do a targeted search. So what neighborhood news is, monthly newsletter sent out to whoever you assign it to. And what it's going to do is give them data about their home, what's happening around their house, what's happening in the MLS. Are you thinking about doing a project? What are interest rates? I mean, just a great email just about owning a house. So, and you can get this as detailed as you want. You can assign a zip code and just have it be a zip code. Sometimes that works. You can actually come to this map. So I did the targeted one. You can actually come to this map, and I'm going to hit draw, and I'm just going to do a quick draw. And I'm going to just draw like this person lives in this little area right here. And if anything is happening in that area, that is all the data they're going to get in their neighborhood newsletter. That's it. They're not going to get something right here. They're not going to get something here. It's just what happens in this little circle. So that's the idea of the targeted one. So when they get their neighborhood news, it's going to be like, essentially, you could get it to be, hey, your neighbor listed and your neighbor sold. Your neighbor listed, your neighbor sold, because that's exactly what I wanted to do. So you can do a zip code or you can do a targeted search. Neighborhood news, just in general, less than 1% unsubscribe rate. Like sort of nationally, when I say nationally, neighborhood news with Moxie, so anywhere, so ERA, Century 21, Caldwell Banker, we all have Moxie. Well, there's 300, there are 300,000 other agents that have Moxie as well. So nationwide, the open rate for neighborhood news is like 70% or a little bit above. So a lot of people are opening it, very, very little unsubscribe rate. So that just tells me that's a great piece to send out to folks is the neighborhood news. So take the time to, to assign these to each person, whether you're just doing a zip code or if you choose to target it. For instance, John DeCurtain's one of our agents in Anderson Township in Cincy. Uses neighborhood news, has all his folks on it. Super high open rate, no unsubscribes, and he'll actually like just assign a zip code or assign an area, and then his folks are adjusting it Like, oh, we don't want that. And they're just on their own when they get the email, they can adjust it and be like, well, I want to add a zip code or I want a different zip code or, whatever. So people get, it engages folks. And it's a great way for us to say, yes, I'm still in real estate, and here's some valuable information. Whether you're thinking of buying, selling, or not, or you just bought, still valuable, and I'm still showing value to them. So again, subscriptions, neighborhood news, and the listing announcements. I would have every single person getting those. And it's just helping us. If we have 200 people and they're all in the system, it's helping us say hi to them. It's helping us remind them, hey, I'm still in real estate. And then we're gonna do other stuff. We're gonna, touch base with them, call them, text them, see them, run into them, whatever. But this is it's just made to help us say hi to them. And then just the last piece I'm going to just show you, there are campaigns. There are hundreds and hundreds of campaigns that you can add in here, holiday buying, selling, top 10 tips kind of emails. So there are lots and lots of emails in here, email campaigns that you can grab and assign to folks as well. So depending on what you're looking for, how you want to say hi to folks, just know there are many ways, but at worst, get them in the system, group them, assign everybody in neighborhood news, assign everyone the listing announcements, and then at least hey, if I want to reach everyone, or if I want to reach my investors in a second, I can. And then also sit back and go, hey, all 200 of my people are getting emails from me every month, in valuable emails, listing announcements, solds, and neighborhood news. And even if you left it that for a little bit and just felt it out, you'd be in really, really good shape. So before I move on to my website, any questions on Engage? Right. And again, I do have kind of a more in-depth session on Engage as well. And we will be doing more, throughout the year as well. Okay, next one, my website. The next two are going to be a little bit quicker. And then let's see if that loads. I don't know if my internet is being funky or... Huh. Well, let's see if we can get to my website. Let's skip to Impress, and if my website won't load, I'll at least kind of talk you through what that looks like. So this is Moxi Impress, and this is a marketing section. So you can quickly, if you have listings, they're connected. So if you have one listing, 5 listings, they are connected, and anything that I just click on here, you will be able to do a instant Facebook or Instagram post, a flyer, a postcard, a brochure, anything. If you have a listing, it's going to have all the pictures, it's going to have the description and all the data, so you can just quick grab it. So, and the idea is you can do brochures, e-cards, flyers, postcards, and social media. And just to kind of quick show you, what it looks like. So here's the social media. You'll see there's 8 pages, and it's open house, price improvement, just listed. And then, it just keeps going. And then there are some generic ones if you just want to grab them and post them, holiday ones. So just to show you, I'll just do this open house one. So I click on it. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. And this is sized properly. I don't need to do anything. I just need to add a picture, make sure some data is correct, and really go with it. So, and if you're a little challenged or aren't sure, I don't have to figure out what size it is to go on Facebook or Instagram or anything. So I'm just going to select this design. Now, if I had, and of course we always need to label it. And if I wanted to describe it, if I have a listing, it will actually show here. So I could just click on, hey, 123 Main Street, or, search the MLS for it. But if I just skip that piece, this photo would upload automatically. So it would just be there. I'm really just and I'm just showing you this data. So obviously you have to say, hey, when is your open house? This data would have all uploaded in now I'm done. So I really just wanted to show you if you have a listing, the only thing I would have needed to do there was say, hey, when's the open house? So, and now when you get, and that was 3 clicks. So even if I had to add, the data, it's still 3 clicks in my piece is ready to post to social. So I can preview it. I can edit it. Like I want to double check it. I want to, make sure, you can actually post it, or you can download it and then just take it to, Facebook or Instagram, whichever one you did, and post it yourself. So lots of ways. And then if we do let me just see about a flyer. Let me see how quick I can do I just want to kind of show you. Let's skip through this. I think I got to label it. See what the options are for a flyer or a brochure. So when I get to the end of this one, preview, edit, download PDF, but I also have the option to print it. So I can send a brochure or a flyer to Express Docs, which is a partner with ERA. So, usually cheap, we have a discount and things like that. So, or you can, print it yourself if you download it and then send it to a local printer or something. But again, just kind of wanted to show you for flyer, really anything, flyers, postcards, the brochures, we do have the option to send it to Express Docs. Just so you know, Express Docs will print it and mail it back to you. There is an option to print it and mail it. They will actually do the whole thing. So lots of options when you get to that point, if you choose to, do something where you're actually going to print it and want to send it out. So that's kind of a quick version of Impress. And that's almost one where if you have a listing, just click and just kind of see what you can do. If you don't have a listing, you can still kind of click around and see like, oh, there are all the different flyers and there's all the different brochures. And but it's made to be like, hey, either add some info or this is a great way to really that post, or maybe maybe a flyer if you're going to do an open house for another agent. So, obviously if you do something in the MLS, the printouts are going to have that, the listing agent's names on it. Well, you could actually create a flyer here, get the picture, get the data, have your face on it, have, and things. So when you print out the flyer or do a social post, it's got your info on it. So that's kind of a piece that when you want to do something, you can do it from scratch. And then create it so that it looks like it's your listing, but that it's marketing you because you'll be the one at the open house. So any questions on Impress? Kind of a quicker leap through that, but definitely one that you can click around and check out yourself. Okay, so the last one, well, I should say I'm gonna try. Let me try to find. Sorry, I just gotta get back here. Hopefully this works. I don't know why I was in it earlier. Of course, when I'm ready to. Okay, so it's given me fits. So the my website is your ERA website. So super important that you get in there. And there is definitely I don't know, maybe 45-minute training, maybe a little bit longer in the Agent Hub, which I'll show you in a second, on just, it would probably take you an hour or less to have your website sort of good to go, if that makes sense. So it's all designed. You just got to, make sure your picture is good, make sure we add a biography and just kind of finalize your website so that it looks good if someone goes to find it. And I go through all of that in the kind of in the hour-long session or whatever it was. But my website, ERA.com, traffic is up 300% since joining Moxi. Leads are up. So if you have something else, or maybe you're not quite, advertising your website at this point, take the hour, get it going, just so that if someone does find it, because if ERA.com is up 300%, well, that means nothing to anyone, because they go to ERA.com and then they go, well, I'm looking in Cincinnati, and then they get to Anderson Township, and then guess what? They're going to be like, hey, I want an agent, or they find listings that are listed by us, and they're gonna find an agent's website. So what we can't have them find your website and maybe not have a picture, or your biography isn't uploaded, and they get to it and they're like, oh, like I can't even learn anything about the agent, so like why would I work with them? And then they're gone, and we can't have that. So you can take 45 minutes to an hour, have your biography, have your headshot, kind of pick a background picture, and update it so that when someone finds it, they're like, okay, there's Wayne, there's his biography, here's where I can search for a house. And that's really all they need. So, but then from there, you can upgrade it and add pages and start promoting it and get a domain and things like that. But super important that we actually take, kind of that initial step in kind of get that website up and running. No, there are no costs. This whole thing, the only cost is if you were to create a Facebook post or a Instagram post and want to boost it. Like, so there's this promote right here. And that is sort of, hey, I created this Facebook page. I want to boost it. It's going to cost $50. Hey, that money goes right to Facebook. But the whole platform, Present, Engage, My Website, and Impress are all yours free for being an ERA Real Solutions agent, or whichever branch you're with. So yeah, totally free. So Present, Engage, My Website, Impress. If you have any questions, let me know. Let me quick pull up. So if you haven't been on here in a while or checked it out, this is our Agent Hub. This is our communication tool for anything internally within the ERA Real Solutions family. So all of our brokerages in Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, in Florida, this is kind of our internal communication. So if you log into Agent Hub and go down to Learning, and then, so this is the events. So as I'm doing events and other, we're doing company-wide events, you can always find them here. It's a calendar. But if you go to this Learning Library, these are all the recordings and short videos I've done, and they're all in there. And if you just wanted to, let's just say, oh, I'm not sure what I name them sometimes. So, I'm sure there's a Moxi. Of course not. Oh, there we go. So I just typed in Moxi, and and there's some recordings in there. So sometimes you just got to play around with it, or you certainly can just scroll down through and check them out. And if for some reason you were looking for something and can't find it, just let me know, because I'll have it somewhere. So, or I can make sure it's in there if it, if for some reason it didn't make it in there. So this is all the recordings and short videos for really any of the sessions we've done, not just Moxi or any of the tools. So that's the Agent Hub, and then Learning Library. All right. So that's what I wanted to do today. Does anyone have any questions? Hopefully it's helpful. Again, it was kind of a quick snippet of each 4 pieces of Moxi, but kind of want to say, hey, these are the tools we have. You know, start chipping away, get the website done, start uploading your contacts into Engage, then play around with Present and Impress, you know, that kind of thing as we're starting out 2025. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you guys for joining. Just another quick reminder, if you're interested in free, noon today, Jared James, I think it's Jared James Today or something. I'm not sure what his Facebook page is. He's having an hour-long session on working with you know, clients, retaining clients, why they shouldn't be called past clients. They're always current clients. So he's really, really good. So if everyone's free or anyone's free, you know, just go to Facebook. If you're not following him, follow him, and then on his page is going to be doing a session.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day.
You too, Wayne. Take care.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.